A, be like water. Water is one of the most abundant resources on our planet. So once again, I want us to be more like water. Bruce Lee, one of the most respected martial artists of all time, he had a whole philosophy behind being more like water. He said that we should be formless. He said when you put water in a cup, it takes the shape of a cup. You put water in a bottle, it takes the shape of a bottle. You put water in a teapot, he said it takes the shape of a teapot. Then he said, be water, my friend. So what he was basically saying, like water, don't be trapped in one mindset. Don't be trapped, in just one way of thinking and perceiving situations. We should be able to adapt, to grow, to change. Be like water. You see me holding it down. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is for the kids, right? I used to love listening to Wu-Tang. Man, I was just such a big fan. But in addition to listening to the music, Wu-Tang's music, right? The hip hop group, I would watch a lot of the original Wu-Tang martial arts. And they had all these different fighting styles, which I used to find was so dope and interesting. And I remember there was one, they're like, what is this? I will defeat you. Let's try my water technique. Ha, 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 ha. And they broke down into the different fighting styles and everything. Man, I used to love that, but just looking a little bit deeper, because remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. If we just were to literally see water, like make an observation, we see water is pure, it's clear, it's transparent, it has healing properties, it's therapeutic. If I were to ask you all, where would you want to go on vacation right now? I could almost guarantee almost everyone is gonna be somewhere around water, because it's welcoming, it's transparent, it's clear, it's healing. You all be more like water. Why else do we want to be like water? Water gets to its destination. I know we are all trying to go somewhere, and the thing about water, if there's an obstacle in front of water, guess what water's gonna do? If there's an obstacle right here, water's gonna go over it. If it can't go over it, what it's gonna do? It's gonna go under it. If it can't go under it, what it's gonna do? It's gonna try to go around it. And if it can't do any of those, it's gonna go through it. We may think of water, just see it splash around. Water has the ability to flow, but water also has the ability to crash. There's a lot of power behind water. So once again, be more like water. And I said water is pure, right? If we were to actually look at water, what is water made up of? Hydrogen and oxygen. That's it. That is it. Which means I could take a hydrogen atom, and if I had some special laser, I could cut that in half and cut it in half and keep cutting it down, but it's still going to be hydrogen. The same thing for oxygen. They're both pure substances, and they come together to form water molecules, making them a pure substance. And we know so many things that we could do with water. Just think in water. Water has the ability to do so much. Just think in a pot of water, it could take an egg, it could boil it, causing it to be firm and solid. But in that same water, it could take a potato, which is firm and solid, and break it down so it's soft in the same pot of water. Water has a range of capabilities, you all. Once again, be more like water. Water could change. Water could come in different forms. It could be solid. It could, like snowflakes and hail. It could be liquid. It could be gas. Water could go through a cycle, but guess what? It's still water. If I could zoom in on steam, which is water vapor, what is it made up of? Hydrogen and oxygen. If I were to zoom in on ice, what is it made up of? Hydrogen and oxygen. It just takes different forms. It's true to itself. Water has something, matter in general have certain properties. One of them is density. The density of water remains the same. It could be 1 cup of water, or it could be 152 gallons of water. Its density is gonna be the same. If I'm calculating density, all I do is take the mass of the material substance and divide it by the volume, and it's gonna give me a number. Water has a density that remains the same. Just like if I took 100 and divided by 25, what does that give me? That gives me 4. 16 divided by 4, that gives me 4. Just think about that. There's so many things that water has the ability to do in different environments. It could take the shape, it goes through a cycle, and it's powerful. There's something known as wedging, when liquid water gets in between cracks and rocks or whatever, just a road, okay? And then the temperature drops and that water begins to expand. These little droplets of water, these little pools of water has the ability to break up roads and concrete, and it fills in those gaps. You all, be more like water. Water could penetrate solid rock. Just a couple drops of water could penetrate solid rock. And it makes us think of two things: patience and persistence. Okay? If water were to splash down on a rock, it's gonna splash, it's gonna drop and run off. But you let water keep trickling on a rock and watch what happens. That's time, that's patience. Over time, consistency. Once again, that's that persistent, that constant drop. Over a period of time, that water, it could penetrate metal, it could penetrate solid rock. Water has so many capabilities. It's pure. It could take the shape of whatever container that it's in, meaning that it could adapt. It has so much power. It gets to the destination wherever it's trying to go. Once again, whether it goes over, under, around, or through. You all, be more like water. Remember Wu-Tang. Love the kids. Be more like water, y'all. Remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. Y'all have an amazing day. Be more like water, my friend.